So I'm positive that by now, you have heard of the ECOWAS supporting Ghana, and then also the AU petition which was sent concerning the xenophobic attack. We all know that story. I brought that story to you. Yes, so there is a current update on it, and there are more stories which I'm about to deliver. But before, I would like for you to subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share. You can follow us on all social media platforms, Authentic Plus TV. So just as I said that ECOWAS, the President John Dramani Mahama stated that ECOWAS is in full support of Ghana sending its petition to the AU concerning the xenophobic or Afrophobic attack. Yesterday, I even brought out that news, including some other news. So now the South African, they are international relations expert who is in the name of Dr. Kings Makubala stated that ECOWAS is not in support, or ECOWAS has not joined Ghana against South Africa. But the only thing that ECOWAS has done is that ECOWAS has, agreed that Ghana should continue with its petition. It doesn't mean that they are supporting Ghana. They just told Ghana that you are on your own with this, your AU petition that you have sent against South Africa.
I think Ghana would have preferred a resolution that ECOWAS would lift up the matter to the next Heads of State Summit. The fact that the summit took a decision to support Ghana, not to take a resolution that this is the position of the East African community, is quite telling on its own. It means there are convergence views within the authority. So there's no consensus. That's what it tells you. But what is concerning, Tula Sizwe, if you look at, I think, paragraph 49, the language, it's not the language that it's used by a summit of heads of state. Heads of state try to nuance their language very carefully. It doesn't matter how delicate and problematic the issue is, to really say this despicable act, I think it's not the language that is used by the summit, and that's really regrettable. It shows lack of diplomatic nuance in terms of the summit.
So I'm interested in the first point you make there, Dr. Makubela, the subtle nuance that is entailed in paragraph 51, where the authority of the heads of state decides to support Ghana's decision to table the matter as an agenda item. You are saying there's something to be read in the fact that it's not tabled as the authority decides to table the matter at the AU Assembly.
Absolutely. That's where the challenge is. And I think the authority understands that it's not its mandate to table a matter that's related to a totally different region of the African continent. And that's why they are very careful to say this is their decision. So it means Ghana is the one that must motivate for this and must go and lobby for this to be included as an agenda item. And I think it's quite clear, Tula Sizwe, that the summit did not want to take this as its position. What they did is to support a fellow member state who was raising concern to say, well, we support you to elevate this matter to the summit, so it's up to you now. So Ghana is on its own. It's not a matter of ECOWAS that is going to the summit. It's a matter of Ghana on its own raising this matter to the summit.
Also, the South African Broadcasting Corporation, which is a big media house in South Africa, they mistakenly brought out, or they mistakenly delivered fake news about Ghana, saying that Ghana has recorded 2,300 cases of Ebola and 930 deaths in relation to the Ebola that has risen in Ghana here, which they came to make corrections on that.
SABC News has incorrectly attributed Ebola statistics to Ghana in our news scroll that is usually at the bottom of your screen. This was during our broadcast last night. As SABC News, it regrets the error and apologizes for any distress or inconvenience that was caused by this. And to clarify, according to Ghana's Ministry of Health, Ghana has not recorded any case of Ebola virus disease. Now, the Minister for Health Kwabena Mita Akondo recently visited the points of entry, visited laboratories as well as treatment facilities as part of Ghana's routine preparedness for efforts to strengthen the country's readiness to prevent and respond to any potential public health emergency. These proactive measures, we are told, do not indicate an Ebola outbreak in Ghana.
Which, it has sparked a lot of reactions on the media, whereby people are saying that they said Ghana is the one delivering fake news about them, saying that they are xenophobics and all that. Now they are the ones coming out to give corrections. That is what the people are saying. That is not from my personal opinion. And also, there is a lady who is from Botswana, and then in a video, she stated that South Africa is lawless. It's not for me. In the video, she stated that South Africa is lawless. Therefore, the citizens in that country, they do whatever they want. They don't care about the law because there is no law governing them. There is no strict rule that prevents them or that, keeps the people in order. It just leaves them to do whatever they want. They can just attack you in public. They can hijack your cars. They do everything they want. But if you compare it to this and all that, when you come to Botswana, they have police there who take care of everything. They make sure that no criminal activities are there. They don't even accept bribe from foreigners. If you're a foreigner and you come to the town, you want to give them bribe so that they give you space, like immigration. They don't accept it. They would rather apprehend you and take you because you wanted to bribe them, which is wrong.
South Africa in itself is lawless, highly lawless. As Botswana, we live next to South Africans. When we come to your country, we're scared to drive our cars. Any person in Botswana knows somebody who's been hijacked in South Africa at gunpoint. You park your car, it gets taken, and it's normally people who live in South Africa who are South African. Foreigners come into Botswana, but when they come into Botswana, they can feel the enforcement of our rule of law. If there's no enforcement of the law in South Africa, it begins with the South Africans. So instead of looking at themselves to say, as a people, how did we arrive to this degree of lawlessness where certain things like this can prevail? It's now to point a finger on the foreigners. There are people who come here to Botswana and they try to bribe our immigration officials or officers, and they don't take that bribe. We're like, no, we're not taking that. But within your country and within your rules, you don't enforce them. There's a lawlessness. So it's like, oh, it's okay for South Africa to be lawless amongst us as South Africans, but it's not okay when that lawlessness happens, extends to other people. And it's like, but it began with the foundation of how you are in the country as a people. And when people came in, they realized like, oh, okay,
this is how it is.
This is no man's land. It's for all of us. So therefore, let's get in and do what we...
So she stated the comparison and then stated the differences between South Africa and Botswana. And also, there is a South African white man who stated that if South Africans think that they chasing foreigners out of South Africa is going to make their country peace, then he wants them to understand that they will be worse than Zimbabwe. That is from his mouth, not me. He stated that they will be worse than Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is already worse, but they, the South Africans, they'll become worse. So he continued by saying that if South Africans decide to chase whites away, then if they decide to chase whites away, which they can't, they, the whites, would rather chase them out. And if they chase them out, where are they, the black South Africans? Where are they going to stay? Would they have to go into the sea? That is what he stated. So he's saying that South Africans don't have a place, like they don't have a land, they don't have a country. So if the white South Africans decide to kick them out of South Africa, where would they stay?
Lot of black people trying to chase the white man also from South Africa. I always knew he was stupid, but that stupid I never knew. White man is the only guy that is keeping this country alive. If you chase the white people from South Africa, I can promise you now, you're not going to be like Zimbabwe. Yes? You're going to be worse than Zimbabwe. Don't listen to the stupid fools that want to chase away everyone. I think maybe it's time for the Malawian, the white man, the Zimbabwean, all these innocent people you want to chase. Maybe we must take hands and we must chase you back to the sea. Because you think this country belongs to you. It doesn't belong to you, my brother. This country, it belongs to everyone that stays in South Africa. That's making South Africa a better place. You making South Africa a worse place. We must chase you. You must go to the sea. Because all you can do is march. I'm not happy. I'm gonna march. I'm gonna toy. But you don't know how to work. You don't know how to make things better. You don't know how to build. You know how to break down. That's all you know. Want to break down. Every time you see somebody is doing things better than you chase them away. Because you know there's people that's working in South Africa from other countries is doing the work much better than you guys can. Because all you want to do is you want to sleep with the woman, you want to drink, you want to steal, you want to break, you don't want to build stuff. Maybe it's time to go look in the mirror and say, hey, Baba, catch your wake up. It's time for us to start building places. It's time for us to work. It's time for us to take hands with people that want to do better. And let's build this country and not break it. Because that's all you want to do. You want to destroy stuff.
So Jacinta was also spotted in a video whereby she said that they are proud to be lazy in their country. And there is a man too who also stated that same thing, that they are lazy in their country. So she continued by saying that when they go to Cameroon, they are not lazy. She mentioned other African countries that when they South Africans they travel there, they are not lazy, but they are lazy in their own country.
Foreign nationals are saying that now that South Africans are running shops and gaining employment, they don't think that is going to last because they consider South Africans to be lazy. Do you believe that?
They are lazy in their country. And it's you are also lazy to fight your government. So we never said, Guti, you know what, because you are lazy to fight your government, we must go on TV and say, oh, that and that. No. South Africans are in their country. They're not disturbing anyone. They're not being lazy in your country. It's another story if I was come to Cameroon and I was to be lazy in Cameroon and start, sleeping. And if I'm lazy in my own country and you claim I'm lazy as you claim, it's fine. And allow us to be lazy in our country in peace. And we're not asking you to do anything. We're saying, just leave us to be lazy in peace. You must go and be a hard worker in your country.
So in another video too, she stated that they are not, against Ghana. They when it comes to people like the Cameroonians and other African countries, they are very cool. They respect South African country. They respect the laws. They don't cause any trouble for South Africans. But when you compare these two other African countries, they cause chaos and order. So she continued by saying Ghana has now joined the people or the other countries who hate them.
I haven't heard much from you guys. I've watched some of your videos, and I just want to get like the general perception because we don't have a lot of Cameroonians in South Africa, and haven't heard anything from them. I mean, we've got a lot of countries in South Africa that we know don't bother us much. Namibians are peaceful people. You'll hardly even see them around. For example, they're just living their lives. Botswana people, Swatis, those are people that we consider our cousins because they treat our country with love and respect, and which is something that we criticize a lot with some of the other migrants who are here. So I haven't heard anything from Cameroon. I mean, we've never had issues with Cameroonians. I mean, it was the same thing with Ghana until we realized that maybe they're also on that hating pedestal of everyone else, of claiming that there's people who are dying and all of that. So what is your take, like genuinely, of what the perception that side is from? And I can respect that. Like I said, we try our best to control and manage the situation as much as we can. And we do apologize to those who have been affected wrongly, people who are documented and so forth, and we haven't been causing any problems in the country. And we will go out of our way to make sure that we continue to spread the message of who we want the government to deal with, really, which is undocumented migrants and these foreigners who are behaving themselves in a negative way. And yeah, we're hoping that eventually the situation will settle down calmly, and those who are not supposed to be here will respect the call to leave the country without them having to be. Because I think the whole thing was just about the boisterousness of foreigners saying we're not going anywhere. That's very provocative to people who are genuinely heeding a call to their government to say, listen, we've got a problem and you're not doing anything about it. I think the respectful thing to do would just be to keep quiet. But unfortunately, there's been a lot of provocation, even in places like Mayfair, where Somalis have been the ones removing South Africans, and even Eastern Cape, Somalis have gone out and started shooting. I think it was Ethiopians, I'm not sure, shooting at South Africans. And this, like I said, the Nigerian who killed a boy for protesting. All of those things are signs of provocation. And that's why we don't want it to get to that level, because some people get so angry that they don't even care whether people are documented or not. And start just being angry at foreigners in general, even to those who don't deserve that treatment. So we're going to go out of our way to make sure we continuously emphasize the message of it being about undocumented illegal migrants and not everyone. But I just really want to heed the call to the ones that we do know are problematic to just they're
But
making it difficult for everyone.
traveling though, because the way Africans are angry at you, do you find yourself? Do you think you would want to travel to Nigeria, to Ghana, to any African country at all?
There are African countries that I'll travel. I mean, others I don't even have a desire to go to. I'll go to Namibia, for example, Botswana, I go to Swaziland all the time. So I don't have an urge really to go if I'm not wanted. If they don't want me for what I'm doing, I'm at peace with that. But one thing I know that I'm not going to do is sit back and allow South Africa to die because I'm scared of being liked or not liked. I mean, at the end of the day, whether people like me or don't like me, the country has to have a future, and it's beyond just it being about me. Because the biggest misconception they have is to think this is about Jacinta. It's not about Jacinta. It's about the entire South Africa. So a lot of South Africans are just fed up.
So she also continued by saying that Ghana has now joined the hate African countries against them. So she's saying that Ghana now hates South Africa because Ghana has been coming out to say that South African has killed one of their nationals. South Africans has destroyed some of their nationals, their properties. They are kicking them out. So she's now saying that Ghana is in support, or Ghana has turned to hate South Africa. So before they didn't have any problem from Ghanaians until Ghanaians decided to turn against them. So this is the current update on South Africa. And just as I've been telling you that immediately an update drops, I will deliver to you first. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. Like, comment, and share. You can follow us on all social media platforms, Authentic Plus TV.